Hi, it's Mike Stiles from Brand Content Studios. Here's the social marketing quickie for the week ending June 4th. Facebook is not just trying to be a publishing platform with its instant articles thingy. While they're at it, they wouldn't mind being a media platform as well. So they're doing a live video interview show with Fortune called The Chat. GE's CEO Jeff Immelt is the first guest, and he'll answer questions from Fortune's staff, a live studio audience at Facebook's headquarters, and from readers via Facebook. Going forward, don't be surprised to see guests fresh off of Fortune's well-known lists like Most Powerful Women, 40 Under 40, and World's Greatest Leaders. And you might see similar such things from other magazines because Time Inc. is very aware that video is a must-do. Facebook must sit around and ask themselves, what do other platforms have that we don't yet? One of those answers must have come back animated GIFs because they rolled out support for those. Well, kinda. You can't upload them. They'll only move and make you snicker and giggle if they're posted using links. And that support has not been extended to pages. And there are some coding issues with Flash and HTML5 versions of animated GIFs from certain services like Imgur. And you won't see GIFs from Tumblr move in preview, only after you pull the trigger and it's posted. Hey, don't blame me. Mashable reported all this. Just go to BuzzFeed if that's not good enough. Social Media Examiner's 2015 Social Media Marketing Industry Report, shows that 92% of marketers say social is important to their business. Okay, swell. Glad to hear it. But how? How is it important to their business? There are 5 top benefits according to the marketers themselves. Counting them down, number 5 is the one that's most important, generating leads. Over 50% say it's happening thanks to social. Number 4, providing marketplace insight. 68% feel they're learning something useful about customers. Number 3, developing loyal fans, with more B2C feeling this way than B2B. Number 2, more traffic. 70% saw more people on their site from social. And the number 1 benefit, increased exposure. 91% feel that they got that. I tell you this story just to prove that not everything goes totally right all the time for Ryan Seacrest. The hardware keyboard for iPhone that helps BlackBerry addicts make the switch to Apple Land, which Seacrest was a key backer of, is toast. You can spell out toast right there on the keyboard. It was called Typo, and BlackBerry says the terms of the agreement dictate that Typo stop selling any keyboard for screens smaller than 7.9 inches. What will Ryan Seacrest invest in next? We'll let you know after the break. No, we won't. There is no break. You know who might want a break? People who love Google+. We're starting to think not even the Avengers could assemble and save it. Google took away the link to users' Google Plus profile from the top of all its web properties. Remember your little name with the plus sign in front of it? Gone. They moved it to the app drop-down menu. So if you're still a Google Plus power user, you'll have to go that extra step. We've reported here before that Google Plus is about to split into the separate services of Stream, Hangouts, and Photos. Remember when you got your news from the local TV newscast? Or was that your dad? Or was it your grandfather? Let's find out, because Pew just studied boomers, millennials, and Gen Xers to see where they're finding out what's going on. Most millennials, 61%, get their political news from Facebook. But TV still rules for boomers at 60%. To compare, only 37% of millennials get political news from local TV, and 46% of Gen X does. But boomers seem to see what they like on Facebook more than millennials do. 31% of boomers say the posts that they see are pretty much in line with their personal views. Only 18% of millennials say that. I think it was NSYNC that first said bye bye bye. They just spelled it wrong is all. But there's a buy button coming to Pinterest. Buyable pins will let you make a purchase right from a pin from launch partners like Nordstrom's and Macy's, the Thanksgiving Day parade people. But for those who aren't Nordstrom size, they can still play through Shopify. Co-founder Ben Silberman says it's coming to iPhone and iPad first. You pay with Apple Pay or credit card, entering that info only once. But if you're interested in silliness like, security, you have to use a password for big purchases. Fun fact, statistics show that statistically, 80% of the people buying things via Pinterest are doing so on mobile. Harris did a poll for Lithium Technologies and found brands are definitely feeling the pressure you're putting on them through social. The message you're trying to send to them is, you better get to innovating. They polled corporate executives with companies that have revenues of $1 billion or more. 42% say you consumers have shamed them on social. 65% say they did increase pressure on themselves to innovate, and 52% spent more to serve the customer. 82% say no question, customer expectations have risen in just 3 years. Lithium CEO Rob Tarkoff says businesses are taking note of what this means to their image and bottom line. I just looked at a cool picture on Instagram, but now what do? I want to do something, but there's nobody telling me what to do. If only I had some kind of call to action put in my face. Well, I'm a lucky boy because Instagram has started testing CTA buttons. Instagram says this will not only help advertisers, but the community, as people will be able to learn about a product and take action directly from an ad to sign up on a website, buy a product, or download an app. That's not all they're doing, though. They're using Facebook to better target their sponsored posts. If you want to make customers really happy, hit them with an automated reply. Who doesn't get swept off their feet by that? Facebook is testing saved replies. Businesses would be able to write and save auto messages that will go right out to customers with questions that lets them know, hey, our computers are aware you're trying to get help or tell us something, and other computers wanted to acknowledge that. And these replies can be personalized so customers can be reassured your computers can insert their names in a field. You can use a saved reply by clicking it from a list and it shows up in an email body, or you can pick it from the messages reply box. I love you madly. No, I'm not an inappropriate podcast host. I'm saying I love you madly, the new mobile social platform. Messages are called beats, and they show up in your feed depending on the strength of the author's karma score. You get that score up by posts getting liked, and the higher your score, the better your reach. And you reach everybody because there is no friend following. Posts get liked or disliked by Tinder-like swiping. The world loves to pass judgment by swiping these days, you know. You have the option of posting anonymously, and you can choose to see beats from men, women, or Caitlyn Jenner. YouTube is huge and musicians can use it to get huge, but we all know that touring is where the real money is, so YouTube has come up with a way to help musicians know where to tour. Music Insights is now part of the YouTube for Artists initiative. Here's what said artists can learn. Their top cities, maybe they're huge in Japan. Top songs, those are the ones you want to pitch to labels or try to license. And aggregated view counts, so not just how many views their videos have, but also how many views fan videos have gotten. Group product manager David King says eventually they want to get musicians this data via API so they can work with it and marry it with other data. That's this week. The transcript is at brandcontentstudios.com.